In part one of Guide of Coming to America or Traveling America, I spoke a little bit about renting a car. Again, it will depend on your destination, and it's going to depend on your budget. The cons to renting a car is parking. The cons to renting a car is paying for parking. The cons to renting a car is, depending on your objectives, a Uber or a Lyft may be cheaper. Earlier I'd mentioned Uber, U-B-E-R. I mentioned uber.com, but Uber is an app. Lyft is an app, and many of the suggestions I will share today are going to be in app form versus being on the web. What you see here is the structure that was being built during my earlier video. So I'm sure this structure has something to do with the art event. The star of the show. Whoa. That water came up over my shorts. And I'm a good ways from the shoreline. From the water line. Okay. Alright. So we had talked about transportation. You're at the airport. If you don't have the Uber app or Lyft app installed, you will be able to use one of the taxis. Please make sure anytime you're using a taxi, they are using the meter. If they indicate that that meter is broke, or they're going to give you a special price, please decline that offer, exit that taxi, and go to another taxi that you can be on the meter. The benefit of using Uber or Lyft is that charge goes against your credit card. You do not have to exchange currency. And for the most part, when you get in the taxi or the ride share, that's how it's categorized, they know your destination. Not only do they know your destination, you know a little bit about your driver. He's been verified or validated by the rideshare program, and in essence you've been verified and validated by the rideshare program. If you don't have a credit card, I've known a number of people to use gift cards. You can pick those up at Walmart, Target, or any of the other, I'm going to call it retailers, major retailers. When I mentioned food earlier, America is the champ when it comes to fast food outlets. I'm not sure if America invented fast food, but on the other hand, they definitely took the ball and they're running with it. Some of the nationwide fast food outlets. Regardless of destinations that should exist, are going to be Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, Five Guys, BurgerFi, and Champs. Those are a number of the burger quote joints. When it comes to pizza, I talked about Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Domino's, Little Caesars, and some other entities. I want to clarify, earlier when I mentioned Chinese buffets typically are a good value for a family. And typically Chinese buffets are independently owned. So you may have to seek them out in the location in which you're going to. I had also mentioned Golden Corral as a buffet. I'd mentioned Shoney's as a buffet. And there are other entities. I'm looking at my notes here. If you're in an Airbnb, the links to all of these, or most of these places that I'm going to discuss, the links should be below. If you're in an Airbnb or if you're in a hotel, there are delivery services that will deliver your food to your door. The apps are, I believe it's DoorDash, Uber Eats, and typically if you go to the App Store or Play Store, you will see other apps. Some of the other apps that will be necessary to have are Yelp, that's Y-E-L-P. Many times you may not have a feel for the quality of service that an institution provides. Yelp is a quote independent, and I say quote independent meaning these entities, many times they find ways to skew their results. So the Yelp app you may want to download for travel. America, you have Kayak, which is air, hotel, car rentals, and a number of other services. Booking.com also not only has morphed into a hotel reservation service, but it also offers other services in terms of travel. This is a website, but it's called Google. It's Google Flights. And Google Flights, what they will do is search the available inventory of their, I'm going to call it database, and they will serve up to you the lower prices or the options. You then will have to go to that individual site in order to secure a reservation. Google Maps is good for directions. That's if you travel or if you have a car. Many times I usually always decline to use the rental car companies GPS that they provide, because you can pull it up on your phone for free. It's called Google Maps. Not only should you have Google Maps, you should also have Google Translate. Many of you that English is not your first language, this may not only help you when you quote meet a friend or out shopping. In terms of phones, instead of switching my SIM card out, what I've used in the past, and it worked reasonably well, was Holyfly. I will provide a link for that, but that's an eSIM. In other words, it's an app that you can download, and once you download it, it will give you access. It will give you access to Wi-Fi. In the area or location that you're in. And for this video, the last one that I have in terms of apps to download is going to be Airbnb.